Attention, Micronians. This is Khyron the Destroyer. I want to wish all the people of Earth a Merry Christmas, and I send you a special greeting from Santa Claus. May all of your foolish holidays be as bright as this one. We're talking Robotech. Hit it. It was 1985. Microsoft Windows 1.0 was released. Don't Mess with Texas began as an anti-littering campaign. Yul Brynner died of lung cancer, and the Zentradi attacked on Christmas Eve. I'm your host, Jerry D, with another episode of Totally Rad Christmas, the podcast that talks all things Christmas in the 80s. Toys, movies, specials, music, and fads. If it was gnarly during Christmas in the 80s, we got it covered. Now, joining me are two Totally Rad Christmas all-stars from Just Another Friday Night podcast. It's Double A and CM Chuck. Guys, how's it going?
Man, it's going good. It's going awesome.
Yeah, man, Jerry, it's always rad to be talking with you, brother. So yeah, like Double A said, it's going pretty good.
Right on.
Right here in the, I don't know when you're going to drop this one, but I know we're in the thick of your busy season.
On Monday. This is coming out Monday. So
yeah.
Nice.
So for me to be on with a Christmas podcaster during the Christmas month is pretty special to me. You know what I mean? It's like, we've made it now. We've arrived here.
Whatever. I'm small potatoes, man, but okay.
Come on, Jerry. We know you, man. You're the Infinity Gauntlet holder of podcasts.
I just recorded my my 24th appearance. So it'll be 24 this afternoon.
And we just had you on our episode for Masters of the Universe, and
which was so much fun. Yeah,
a great time, man. Thank you for coming on live, which I know is tough, but we wanted to congratulate on your 100th episode.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah,
nice.
You're ahead of the curve on us, and I think you started maybe 1 month after us podcasting. I believe. When did you start?
Very nice.
It was April 14th of 2020. Yeah.
We started in March.
Okay.
13th. March 13th of 2020. But we know we do the one a week where Jerry's like amassing episodes.
Well, this is the season. And then I usually, like, from Christmas till about February 2nd, I'll take a break. And then I'll start going back. And then, like, in September, it's like, okay, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. It's a build up to Christmas.
You're a regular Khyron the Conqueror yourself.
He's purple too, I guess.
I was like, is he just malnutritioned, or I know we'll get into it, but I was like, what's up with the purple? Is that I'm not fully versed, but we'll get there.
No, he's from a whole other species. Yeah.
Okay. So it is a thing. It is a thing.
It is a thing. Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Yeah. So,
man.
Talking Robotech tonight. What's y'all's experience, or what do you remember about Robotech?
I'm gonna let Double A go first on this one because you'll hear what I have to say about it next.
So I barely saw this maybe about 15, 16 years ago, and my brother was huge. He's born in 79, so he lived through the whole 80s.
Right.
He remembers everything, and he remembers Robotech. And they came out with this big old nice box set, like somewhere in the 2000s. He got it, and we started watching, and I was just blown away by it. This was during that time span of Transformers and all of this, but I can see why it wouldn't be popular like Transformers, because this one was just so much more serious, and it actually had like a big story, like a big storyline. Where Transformers, you could watch an episode, and you don't have to follow the other episodes.
Right.
It was Decepticons were just trying to find Energon. Go back and and beat Optimus Prime and go back.
That's
to
it. Yeah,
that was it.
That's the whole series right there.
Thundercats. It was just beat Mumra. Stay away from Mumra. Beat Mumra.
Same thing with He-Man.
Yeah. But Robotech is like a big old 36 episode saga. So it blew me away, and I love the characters, and the dialogue, I was just like, wow, this is insane how good this is.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So for me, like, I can honestly say that this episode that we watched was like my first full episode. And I remember you and your middle brother, Double A, when I would sometimes, come over after school and you guys were watching stuff. The art was similar, but I think you guys were watching Gundam at the time.
Yeah, Gundam Wing.
Oh,
So
nice.
This,
like another good
right
one.
away when I saw this, I was like, recognize that art, obviously, which is very beautiful and like looks more kind of like not like a kid's cartoon.
Right.
But I never really watched it, heard the name, saw the stuff. But again, I know at one time, I think we talked, Jerry, and we kind of said, you were more like a Voltron guy. For me, when it came to big robots, it was Transformers. And I was kind of like, I was good on, I checked that box. So I didn't, it wasn't that I didn't like the other ones. I just didn't ever really watch them, but I was open to it.
Right.
But through this one episode, I did see, I was like, oh yeah, I might not have caught on to this in my youth because it was, there was a lot going on. I felt lost during the one I watched, but I found a great video on YouTube that kind of gave a little bit of context, and that helped. Yeah, a guy pretty much, like I learned that it was like three different Japanese cartoons, and they had writers come in and Americanize it and tie them together, and things they took out and added in, and the narration over the top. And I was like, wow, that's pretty, talented to take three different shows and make them into one. You know what I mean? So it was pretty cool. I dug it.
Yeah, this is, and I'm very similar to you. So I'd never actually seen the cartoon until this particular episode as well. I had a couple of the toys. So none of the mechs, which I mean, I figured I would have, but I was kind of like you. I was into Transformers. I was into Voltron. I was like, yeah, I'm good with the mechs, with the giant robots that transform. But I had Rick Hunter. I actually had the little figure of him. And I had Zor Prime as well. Those are like the two, the two that I had. But I used them just kind of like GI Joes and just kind of threw them in with whatever. I mean, you guys know
cannon fodder.
That's right. Yeah, just everybody together. But Rick's outfit, the white with the red and the little blue lining. I mean, I always thought it was like super cool, and he had the little helmet that you could put on too. I remember that from the toy. But yeah, I never caught it. And then so I watched this episode. Was a little confused when, I mean, you can follow the episode fine, but I mean, story wise, I was a little confused. So I went ahead and just started researching and yeah, it's like, man, it's really cool. And so I went back, I started watching some of the earlier episodes as well. And now it's like, whenever I have downtime, I just kind of go through as much of an episode as I can. You're right. It's definitely more adult. Like it's just, it's not quite kid friendly. I mean, there's actual
it can
deaths.
be, yes, there is. Yeah, but a lot of main characters die, which I was really surprised about.
Yeah,
so I was like, holy crap.
So I wonder, exactly. I don't know if either of you guys would know, but like, was it kind of written initially in Japan for adults, or
I don't know. I never really looked.
I mean, so I wouldn't doubt it, honestly, because I know a lot of the like Voltron that what is it, Go Lion, that's based off of.
Yes,
it's actually the same thing. It's much more adult oriented than kid friendly. I mean, it's still for children, but it's much more higher level. So I think Sven dies originly in that one as well. And
okay.
So yeah, same thing. They kind of re-edit and recut and then make how they do it with all the edits and cuts and stuff. And so then they kind of went from there just because they had to pass that code. They had to the sensors. They had to make sure it was kid safe. But yeah, this one was crazy. Just like so many people die and like buildings are demolished, and they talk about like, the destruction and the casualties are like far greater than we would have thought. I mean, it's like, it's real. It gets real in this cartoon. And I think that's why I like it and why I dig it so much, because you don't see that a lot. And I mean, nowadays you can, but back then you didn't, and
it was like thank goodness it was Sunday. All the people are out of the building.
That's right. Yeah,
right. Something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm sure now, as at our ages now, we could appreciate it a lot more because we're like, oh wow, this is like got a lot of depth to it. I mean, I know there was, again,
there's like a love triangle in it, or
I was bad, real bad.
Some Game of Thrones vibes were going on here. I was like, so what's up here?
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely much more adult. So I don't remember watching the cartoon, although I do recall seeing Rick Hunter on the cover of like a VHS from like the video store, and at the time I thought it was Voltron. Just because he looks a lot like Keith from Voltron. Yeah. So I was like, oh,
The
it's
hair.
Keith. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the hair, the eyes. I mean, it's just he's got that Keith vibe. So I was like, oh, okay. But I never rented it because I actually would go for the ones that actually had Voltron on the cover, you know.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'd be exposed to this stuff, you know, through Double A and his brothers. I'd go over there, you know. Well, we hung out all the time in the 80s, you know, as kids when I wasn't, you know, stationed with my dad somewhere else. And so I would just like sometimes catch stuff that they're watching. That's how I kind of did Dragon Ball with them. And the little bit of Gundam that I actually did see was with you guys, you know. So, but I'm sure you guys probably had this on, but I don't remember actually like differentiating it from one of the others. Right. You know what I mean? But this was a cool episode. I mean, it hit your criteria is definitely right, Jerry. 80s, and there's a Christmas episode. So.
Exactly. So let's talk Robotech. Yeah. So you're right. Yeah, it was 3 different series that were done between 82 and 84, licensed out by Harmony Gold and Big West, and then Harmony Gold kind of took over after Big West kind of folded. And they joined together with the Tatsunoko Productions, and they released it in the US. But like you said, in order to sell it in syndication, and which they had to do because of its content, it was definitely, you know, like we mentioned, higher level and not so kid friendly. So they had to be sold syndication and not through the big 3 networks, ABC, you know, CBS and NBC. And so the criteria for that was that you had to have at least, 85 episodes, I believe, or something.
Yeah, it was crazy.
65 episodes. It had to be at least 13 weeks of 5 days per week.
Wow.
So it only had 36 episodes. So they decided to release that Super Dimension Fortress Macross with Genesis Climber Mospeada and Super Dimension Cavalry Southern Cross. Wow. And they kind of, I mean, they really do interweave it in an ingenious way. Although I haven't seen the latter 2 series yet. So I'm waiting for that. I'm getting ready. But I mean, you know, there's like, essentially, if we want to nutshell it, I guess, it's alien ship crash lands on Earth in 1999. Gotta love 1999.
Far in the future.
Yeah.
The year I graduated. I hate myself there.
I was 98, so I'm just ahead of you. But yeah, so it crash lands 99 days, and it kind of ends like this big global war that was going on. They all kind of come together because they realize, hey, if these aliens have this technology that's like super advanced, then, you know, we don't stand a chance. So they all came together, and for the next 10 years, they just like reverse engineer this thing, and they create these veritech fighters that can be like cool jet planes, but also, you know, cool giant robots. Which giant robots is always awesome, man.
That's always awesome. Cool.
If they transform, even better.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
As dumb as Pacific Rim was, it was awesome. You know, like it was cool. You just turn your brain off and you just enjoy the robots fighting the monsters. You know, well,
they knew that there was a target audience for that, and they're like, we're going to hit them right here with this right now.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. The Transformers and Voltron audience. But so they create this veritech and this program where it's like this Robotech Defense Force, the RDF, essentially. And then all of a sudden, well, Rick Hunter, who's kind of like, I guess, the main star, although there's it's hard to say he's the main character because it almost feels like it's an ensemble cast.
Ensemble,
right?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of hard to say, but he goes to visit. He just happens to be on this base. He goes to visit his brother, or his adopted brother, Roy, who's in this program with the RDF, flying these planes because they were originally like stunt pilots. They would do shows and stuff like that. So his brother joined the RDF after that, and so he's going to visit him, and that's when like an alien ship, the Zentradi, come and attack. And while they're doing that, and man, I'm going into detail for this nutshell version. While they're doing that, the plane, which they call RDF-1, like comes alive and like starts to just defend against the Zentradi. And so it's cool. It's like this battle. And then that's how Rick Hunter gets into this thing. And so it's really just following him and some of the other RDF guys and their journey to kind of get back to Earth, because somehow they're teleported to like near Pluto.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, there's like all these different relationships. So it's Rick, he kind of rescues this girl, Lynn, was it Minmei?
Minmei, yeah.
Minmei, and they kind of have a thing, but he also kind of has a thing for like Lisa Hayes, who's like one of the I mean, I don't even know what she is, like an operator or something. I don't I don't know, like the flight control person, but so they kind of have a thing later on, and then Minmei leaves him for like her cousin. I mean, it's third cousin, so it's okay. But but and then when they kind of break up, then she like goes back, and that's where this episode takes place. So
yeah,
she's like a huge pop star already. Her cousin, who's kind of like her manager, and I don't know, ex, I guess, they have a falling out. And so this Christmas episode falls right during that time. So she's doesn't know what to do. She goes back to Rick. And,
of course she does.
But at this time, Rick had already been captured along with Lisa by the Zentradi, and somehow, and this is a little sketchy. I don't know exactly how it goes, but somehow they were forced to kiss. By the
it's because like the Zentradi doesn't know like any of that kind of stuff. So when they saw that, like they get disgusted, and so that's like the time to escape. Yeah, they're like they can't do that, that's not normal, like two people kissing, that's revolting, that's disgusting, know. So so that's how they escape in that episode.
Okay.
That's hilarious. But so Lisa realizes she has feelings for Rick also, and so that's where we get her in this episode, which we'll get into in just a little bit. So it's like Rick is kind of torn between these two girls. Spoiler alert, in the end, he marries Lisa. So at the end of the series, they get married. They're both admirals.
I liked her better. In this one episode, I realized I liked her better. I was like, man, because I know we're going to get to it, but like Minmei kind of only goes to him in this episode because she's missing
she just needs somebody.
She's lonely. She's lonely. Yeah. And it's Christmas. You don't want to be lonely on Christmas. Right. So it touches a lot of kind of holiday vibe tropes too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I was like, oh man, she's, because in the very beginning, he's thinking about Lisa. He's like, man, she's mad at me. Maybe I should ask her to get a coffee.
Yeah.
And then when it cuts to Minmei, she's like, oh man, I missed her cousin, third cousin. She misses him.
Third cousin. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Like I said, Game of Thrones vibes here.
Just keep saying it.
But she like has this thought where she's like, I wonder what Rick's doing. And I'm like,
it's like he was always there for me. Yeah.
Minmei sits in the deserted park. Her recent separation from her cousin and business manager, Lynn Kyle, has left her feeling totally alone. The merry holiday season, with its bright lights and frolicking crowds, isn't making things any easier for her.
Goodbye, Minmei, and God bless.
What's going to happen now? I don't want to sing anymore, that's for sure. But what else can I do? Oh, everybody has someone they can turn to, except for me, that is. Rick. I wonder what he's doing now. Probably having a wonderful Christmas dinner. Maybe I could... No, I guess I shouldn't. Oh, Rick.
Yeah, classic ex that calls you when they're heartbroken, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, come on now.
Yeah.
And it starts out with, we meet Khyron, right?
Khyron.
At the very beginning of the episode. So I don't know if you wanted to get into it already, Jerry. You got other stuff.
No, we can. I mean, I pretty much kind of said what I wanted to say. I could go deeper into the lore of it, but I think we're good enough. I'm ready to get into the Christmas part of it. But essentially, real quick before we do that, there is something called protoculture, which is it's like this energy that's kind of derived from this plant that was like the tree of life plant.
Yes,
and its spores.
Energon.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Transformers earlier, right when I watched this episode, I got that vibe. I was like, oh, he's after the stuff that fuels the. Okay, all right,
pretty much,
Megatron. I see you, Megatron. Although this is older, right? AA. This predates Transformers.
Technically, yeah. In the States, though, it actually was 85 was the year that it came out in the States, but it's actually older. Yeah, it's from 82. So,
but I'm being stereotypical American, like, oh, you stole our ideas.
I did the same thing. I mentioned it on my Transformers episode. I did the same thing with the Power Rangers and Voltron. So when Power Rangers came out, I was like, you just wish you were Voltron. And so when my little brother, who's like 5 years younger than me, when he was starting to get into it, I was like, don't you dare like that. they just ripped off Voltron.
The colors.
Sorry, Danny, I'm sorry.
The animals and all that.
I'm sorry, Danny. Yeah, but But yeah, you're right. That's kind of the vibe I got as well, because I knew Transformers first. And so, but the Zentradi are basically human. I mean, they look very humanoid. They just have like purplish, different colored skin. I think there's a few with different hues as well, but they're just bigger. They're like giants essentially.
Oh, okay.
And we see that with one of the troopers there, and he's walking around.
Yeah, when they're walking. Remember when they're destroying the base?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I didn't pick up on it
when they're looking for the protoculture.
Yeah, I have a very specific note about that. Yeah. When we get to that part, that I'm like, well, I was confused about this, but now that makes a lot of sense. Y'all clarified that for me. It'll be.
You just thought it was forced perspective.
Yeah, I was like, I'll look dumb when it comes up in a minute, because I'm going to be like, what? I didn't get it. You know what I mean?
No worries,
we'll get there. We'll get there. So go ahead though, Jerry. So they start out. They're looking for the protoculture.
They need protoculture because and I think what happens is that the Zentradi and the humans kind of come to like an uneasy alliance essentially. Like they kind of make peace, but there's a splinter cell of the Zentradi that are like, nah, we're not doing that. Like, this is our stuff. Yeah, and that's Khyron is the one that leads it. Yeah.
There's always those purists, right, that are like, no way, we're gonna do it this way. We're going the old ways.
That's yeah, that's right. Looking at you, Ronan the accuser.
Yeah. Yeah, we're warriors. We're not supposed to be, having fun and getting married and all that kind of stuff.
Or even Death Watch from the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah,
the Death Watch is the extremist sect of the Mandalorians. Yeah.
This is the way.
This is the way. Yeah. Apparently, if you're an extremist, a member of an invading group, you're like, there's got to be a splinter cell to make them legitimized. But yeah, okay. So he makes his bold claim, right? They're going to go get this stuff, and it happens to be Christmas Eve. So pretty nasty, in my opinion, right there. I'm like, dude, you're gonna commit acts of war on Christmas Eve?
They like, care. Wait, like that's the best time to.
That's what. If you're a terrorist,
they don't celebrate that holiday, right?
I don't think so.
Holidays.
No, I definitely doubt they know anything about.
Now hear this: attack squadrons, prepare for battle. We are mounting a raid on the Micronian factory. Our objective, the protoculture matrix necessary to refuel the main reactors. As of this moment, everyone, I repeat, everyone, will be on standby alert for immediate deployment. That is all for now. The events of this day will burn forever in the minds of the Micronians. They will know how Khyron the Destroyer was able to crush them with her own protoculture. All will bow to Khyron.
And I was actually surprised. I mean, right, because this footage comes from the actual Japanese cartoon. Like, I'm going to sound uncultured, I'm sure, but do the Japanese celebrate Christmas, Jerry? Is that
some of them do?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So it's in there. It's obviously the Christmas vibes are in this episode. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. So that's me just being uncultured swine, not knowing.
We're from South Texas, man. Everybody's Hispanic there.
I tell people we're up all night on Christmas Eve. They're like, well, when does Santa come? And I'm like, well, I'm sure he was there already or we missed him. So I was like, we're up all night. So usually
you're just usually wasted from the all the alcohol.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. And then when we were little, we would just like pass out amidst our presents. Yeah. And then it was like, all right, Santa must have come then when we were asleep.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah. But you're right. Yeah. So Khyron, he's like, I'm gonna go attack and steal this. Meanwhile, we get Rick, he's kind of doing his flybys and like you said, he was in the cockpit doing his little, route or whatever. Patrol. And he's thinking about Lisa, because at this point he kind of realizes has more in common with her, because it didn't really work out. He was getting more into the RDF while Minmei was getting more into her career. And she didn't really want to be with someone like, that militaristic and dedicated to it, and so she kind of broke up with him and all that jazz. But I mean, it's like you wouldn't expect that from like an 80s kids cartoon, man. Like at all. I mean, did I think Lion-O and Chitara get together? Yeah, probably, but I mean, I wouldn't have you never see it.
They didn't focus on it. And like in this, I got the story real quick because he was talking about Lisa. They introduced Minmei, and then I can hear them talking how one's talking about the other. Like, Rick's thinking about Lisa and Minmei's thinking about Rick. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait. I was like, okay, there's something going on. So it was quick to figure it out.
In the prior episode, he was supposed to have a date with Lisa, and he kind of blew her off a little bit because Minmei called. So he spends almost the whole day with Lisa, with Minmei, and she buys him like a scarf. Well, finally she leaves, and he's like, "Oh man, Lisa." So he goes right to her, and at first he plays it off cool, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just glad you're here," blah blah blah. Oh, he puts a scarf, he wraps it around Lisa, and Lisa smells Minmei's perfume.
Ooh,
and she's like, "You were with Minmei the whole day, weren't you?"
Like, dude, come on, amateur move.
Yeah, I was like,
you didn't see Peter Parker doing that with Gwen and Mary Jane, right? He had his act together.
So that was like the episode prior. So like in this episode, like Jerry said, he's patrolling. He's like, man, I really, kind of messed things up with Lisa. And, he thinks she's there. He's like, can I talk to Lisa? And she's like, oh, she didn't come in today.
She didn't come in. Yeah.
She's out.
Yeah, and then we get, I don't know, Double A, fill me in, or maybe, I don't know, Jerry, you probably felt like me about this, but there's they showed the 3 vendors that are selling toys.
And there were Zentrades.
Oh, there's Zentrades. Okay.
And they told them to go spy, so they have a way to actually downsize them.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's not that great.
Why?
I shrunk the kids.
And so they were supposed to be spies and kind of sending word back to the Zentradi, like, what makes the humans like tick, or what gets them excited, what gets them angry, that kind of stuff. But they soon began loving the human life, and then they like they're vendors, selling like Christmas toys.
I love their discussion. Funny. They're like, like, I thought these things are supposed to just fly off the shelves,
right. And I love behind him, if you can look over the guy's left shoulder, the main guy, you can see the Godzilla mag, like it looks like a comic book behind him, or maybe it's supposed to be a toy. But the one guy selling Christmas cookies, but I believe his vendor stand says cakes. It says Xmas cakes.
Oh, okay.
But he's like, oh, these Christmas cookies are selling like hotcakes. And I'm like, your sign says
unless
cakes?
they don't know, like I said, because they're like, everything is like brand new to them.
Right.
So they're like,
good catch. I didn't catch that either.
Cookies, so it's
like, I thought it was like a biscuits and cookie thing, like England. I was like, okay, maybe I get it though. These guys are selling stuff. These guys are selling stuff. And the one guy's like, he sells one toy, and he's like, hey, go tell your friends. You know what I mean? Tell them to come and get some toys. So it's pretty, and you see that Santa there. You see a Santa there. They show a Santa, and he's looks a little non-traditional with like he's got like a big upper stripe. I noticed him right away.
Yeah, I did too.
I was like, his costume looks a little non-traditional, but
unless, like you said, it's over there, it's kind of maybe.
It's definitely it's definitely something more Japanese, because a friend of mine, he's the host of a podcast about Japanese Christmas music called Holly Jolly Xmasu, and he's like randomly on Instagram and Facebook, he always posts the covers, and I've seen something very similar, a Santa looking very, very similar with that outfit on one of those covers. Okay. So it's got to be like their portrayal of it, which I thought was fascinating. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that looks really familiar. And so I had to go back to the stuff and look.
That's funny.
Jerry, you needed Double A and that guy on this episode, not me. We call it totally Japanese Christmas podcast.
There you go. Yeah.
But no, I was just trying to pick up the little vibe.
I know it's hard, like I said, because this is already like episode 35 or 36.
Okay.
So I mean, you just missed out like the whole story.
Okay.
So some of it
pretty much, like, it's like the end of that first Macross series, really.
Like I said, the little video I watched for context on YouTube helped. The guy explained it really well. It was about 18 minutes, and like that a little bit alone familiarized me with some of the characters. Some of them, and then again, I knew that without me knowing anything about it, I was either going to love it or hate it. But it was like I definitely didn't hate it. I was like, oh, it's cool. I felt like you, Jerry. Like I was like, oh, I could go back and watch some more to try to grasp more of the concepts. But
I mean, like I said, this episode is just like love triangles. And, trying to fight off an alien invasion. It's like
at the same time.
It has more of a Hallmark movie feel than it does a mech robot show.
Oh man,
this kind of episode of Transformers.
I totally want to see the Hallmark Robotech movie.
Dude, that would be fantastic.
Hallmark, call us. We'll write it.
Man, big time.
Because there's a great scene too where Rick's lamenting, and then he kind of looks up and starts to snow on him, right?
So
that's always like, again, it's like signaling the
Christmas season.
Right? He's like, oh, it's snowing. It's like, okay, cool. But like I said, then we cut to the guys with the robots, and they're selling stuff, and then they're like, we should go to the park. There's kids at the park.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, they go, and then they don't know it's Minmei at first. Like, there's a kid right there.
There's a kid. Yeah.
And I'm like they're all excited. I'm like, what you're not gonna unload your whole lot of toys on this one kid, you know what I mean?
I guess they don't know any better, man.
Yeah, they don't know. Yeah.
Although
Right,
it was a little
now I
creepy,
know.
you know. Hey, there's a kid.
Yeah.
It's like, no, not gonna fly today.
How about how Minmei runs off? She runs off like she's afraid of them. Like,
that's all right.
Minmei.
Yeah, and so like early in episode 2, she had befriended them.
Oh,
and so
okay.
they got like super excited when they're like, "Hey, it's Minmei," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Minmei, it's us," you know. But she like runs, and they're like they're
Okay.
confused. They're like, "What's going on?" You know?
Yeah.
I thought I thought we were friends.
Yeah, I figured it was because she was like the pop star thing, and she was like, I don't want to deal with these fans. I'm out of here. Like, you know, she just takes off.
Well,
But at
I
that
mean,
point,
there might have been a little bit of that too. I don't, you know.
yeah, because she's swinging on the swing at the park. She's thinking about. She
Right.
starts thinking about the failed relationship, because apparently the third cousin is also was her manager.
Yeah,
It was
so,
her
like,
manager too. Yeah.
Again, on the previous episode, he does a concert. He sets up a concert, and she goes on stage, and she just leaves. She runs off and blows the whole concert. And she's like, "I don't want to do this anymore." Blah blah blah. And that's where you saw where them two have their fight. You know, like
Yeah.
he's like, "You're not supposed to do that. You know, you got a responsibility." Blah blah blah. You know, she's like, "I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. I'm tired of it." So
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, she kind of Lauren Hilled it there on him. Like, I'm out. I'm out this piece. And here I'm thinking it was him, and I was like, come on,
I mean, he
Minmei,
was too, because he starts getting more violent
Oh,
Yeah.
as it progresses. So.
if the Jackson 5 taught us anything, don't let family manage you.
Yep.
So he starts going Joe Jackson on her, and not cool. Not cool.
Which
Minmei's
again
third
is like
cousin.
a super adult concept for like this.
Yeah, the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the troubled pop star.
Yeah.
Jerry, I know you're a huge music guy. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, AA too. It's like, dude, those crazy managers, man. That's wild. Yeah, so here I'm thinking, I didn't even think it went that deep. I thought it was just like the love relationship caused her to sleeve, you know?
They start, you know, bickering. He starts becoming an alcoholic. He starts becoming violent.
Okay.
You know, he starts kind of telling her, "You need to go here. You need to go here. You need to start performing there." You know, pretty much burns her out. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And takes away all that fun away for her. So yeah.
And so he's the Colonel Parker to her Elvis.
Yeah,
That's right.
There you go.
That's good analogy. Yep.
That guy sounds like a real scumbag to me. I don't like him.
That's why you don't date third cousins, y'all.
Yeah, or let them run your business.
Or at least don't let them run your business. There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, she runs back to Rick's place, you know, and he's like, I guess I'll let you in. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's all like, okay, come in.
Yeah.
Could
that be Lisa? Nah, she's still mad at me. Huh? Minmei?
Hello, Rick.
Hello, Minmei.
May I come in?
Sure, why not?
I probably should have called you first. I'm sorry, Rick. I don't want to impose.
My friends don't have to call. Hey, what's wrong? Why don't we go inside where it's warm? Huh? Don't worry. It's okay.
I mean, but
and then,
she was kind of like his first love, right? I mean, he
Yes.
he
Yes,
saves
he
her.
fell
That's like
hard
his
for her.
first real,
Yeah.
you know, like his first real love. So I mean, you know, he's got like that deeper connection, even though he's
she's
already
the Gwen. She's the Gwen Stacy. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So he lets her in. He doesn't lock his door, which is very not smart. Rick, lock your door.
Well, you
Close
know,
your door behind you.
The 80s. Oh, I guess it wasn't. It was the 2000s. Never mind. Yeah.
You know,
That's terrible.
He's the leader of the Skull Squadron. So who's gonna go?
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
true.
who's gonna go in
Okay,
there?
okay.
You know?
So he's a resident tough guy, so he's not worried.
Which he kind of
and
he took that over from his
Roy.
his
Mhm.
Roy,
Roy.
yeah, his brother who had passed away.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he assumes the leadership, and then he gets his buddy Max in there too, which we see later on.
Max,
the
yeah.
blue hair,
The blue hair guy.
hair
Yeah.
friend.
Did he come
was
out
in
this
that- yeah,
one?
he was in
Okay.
that
Yeah, he
Okay, I
did just for a little bit towards the end. Yeah.
And then we cut to another scene, right? Double A with the she's a captain.
Yes, she was the fiance of Roy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah,
she's kind of like feeling
She's
kind of
she's-
losing
yeah.
a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
the narrator. It shows her going into the pub, and the narrator's like,
that's funny
she's
'cause
gonna drink away her sorrow.
Yeah, she's going to a bar. I was like, wow.
Again,
Yeah.
I'm like, this was a kid cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I get why I missed this cartoon.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't, even if I could have seen it, I don't know if my parents would have let me,
Yeah.
or
That
they
was
probably would have,
crazy.
I wouldn't have gotten it, I mean, as a
Right.
kid, I wouldn't have understood, but yeah, it's like super high level there, but it's just, it's funny
She was
because
responsible. She caught a cab. She caught a cab to the pub. It wasn't like she
that's
was gonna
true.
drive.
That's true. Yeah.
She wasn't gonna hop in the mech afterwards, and don't drive your mech robot.
But yeah,
and
again,
drink and drive
I
your mech
guess that's
robot.
like another kind of Christmas theme, right? Kind of a sad
It-
Christmas.
yeah, it
theme,
is.
Yeah.
You think of your lost one, and
Yeah. It
But
makes
she
me think
lost
of
him that year. First Christmas without him.
it makes me think of Prince and his song "Another Lonely Christmas."
wow,
Ooh,
nice.
So-
nice, very nice, Jerry.
Yeah.
Deep.
But
So that's cool. So that character kind of only comes out briefly right there, right?
Just in that episode. Yeah.
because while Minmei goes to Rick, Lisa's on her way there too.
Yes.
And
Terrible.
she's like, this is that classic thing that always happens in Hallmark movies. I think you're right. This is the Hallmark movie of the of the series.
Now we know they stole their bit from Robotech.
From Robotech. Yep. You heard it here first, folks.
Because there it is. There it is.
Breaking news. Hallmark stole from Robotech. But yeah, so Lisa's on her way over. She's gonna tell Rick how she feels and forgive him and all that stuff. And she, of course, happens to get there while Minmei shows up, and it's like
they're hugging it out, right?
they're hugging
Yeah.
always. Gives him the huggies, yeah.
As bad as you say, Rick leaves the door open. Well, Minmei left the door open. So she heard the whole them conversation.
She heard everything, so she's devastated, and she goes to the bar to drink.
Poor thing, and I felt for that character because I was like, oh no, here it comes. And I thought Rick was just being a nice guy. I was like, oh, he's just being a nice guy, but he got kind of caught in that moment.
Yeah.
And he's kind of sick too in this one. He has like a cold or something, I think, right? Because at one point, I think maybe I might be wrong about the sick.
I think that's just the excuse that she tells him, because why she doesn't want to call Rick later on.
That's right. He's supposed to be sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later on, you see Minmei and Rick hanging out, and she prays for him, she cooks for him. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking oh, she does care about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, I'm like, she's still just kind of lonely. She's doing the things you do when you're trying to win someone back. You know what I mean? So
right.
I had some different notes here. I kind of put Minmei seems a little needy. I put it's nice that she prays and cooks for him, and then I put here, I get a little bit of trollop vibes. She's a little bit of a trollop, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know her that well, but
what a good word. That's a good word.
Yeah. It's edited for Jerry's show notes right here.
I appreciate it. Yeah, but I do like how there is kind of that feeling you mentioned, is it real or is it just the loneliness? But Rick kind of gets that. He's thinking that as well, he's like, I don't know. I mean, she has been through a lot.
Yeah.
But
she gives him the whole sob story,
right.
And her cousin,
because he asked about him, right? He's like, well, where's he?
And they hate each other. They have
that makes sense. Yeah.
It's there throughout the whole series. They just completely hate each other.
Okay. This is a little bit like Romeo and Juliet vibes too, as well. You know what I mean?
So it's good. He left Kyle finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A brief Robotech intermission is required for these urgent messages. Robotech shall now resume transmission.
But he gives her
I get it.
He gives her his room, and he goes to sleep on the couch.
On the couch, yeah.
Which is good. That's a good gentlemanly thing. But
very nice, yeah. But at one point, she comes out of the room, and I was thinking
I was thinking that too. I was like, "Where is this going? This anime?"
That's right. When I wrote my note, Minmei might be a trollop. I was like, no. I did cross it out though. I crossed it out later. I was like,
okay, good.
Because when he gets called off, right?
Well, he sees it on the TV because Lisa doesn't, for whatever reason, she doesn't call him. I know it's hate, but it's that's one of your best pilots.
Yeah. So the Zentradi attack.
Ground-based security. Zentradi forces are attacking the industrial section. Emergency communique for all sectors.
Scramble alert. Repeat, all veritechs. This is a scramble alert. Green Squadron to the industrial section of Sector 1 immediately.
Yes. So Lisa's on duty, and she she doesn't want to call him because of the whole emotional relationshipy, lovey, whatever thing. And so, yeah, it's like, okay, whoever's there, let's go. And that's kind of how it is, which is like crazy. It's like they're literally attacking. Come on,
just come on, put that feelings away.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, not to plug our show too early, but to call back to our episode about Masters of the Universe. That'd be like if Skeletor and all the Horde are attacking, and they're like, Tila doesn't call He-Man because she's,
let him sleep.
upset about him. I'm like,
because she's still mad that he didn't tell her he was Adam.
Yeah. No. Call He-Man. You call it.
And this is where we see Max again. So luckily they have Max, because Max is considered the ace out of the whole group.
He's actually better than Rick is. Yeah.
Okay.
With his wife, who was a former Zentradi.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they ended up getting married. So
Okay. Cool.
But yeah,
so apparently they do like
Rick.
kissing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They figured it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then they call him, and he gets, I guess you could say, deployed out.
He finally sees it on the TV. He's like, "Hey, that's my sector. How come no one called me?" And he runs out. He goes to his, his tech, and But it's too late by that point.
Yeah, because they're bombing.
Because this is now Christmas Day. Yeah. So it's Christmas morning, and it's crazy, man. They like put bombs across the city as a distraction. I was like, that's brilliant, but at the same time, like that's
Santa.
Hardcore, man.
With the Santa.
Yeah, with the Santa too. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that came back. I forgot that callback.
Yeah, that's
to
that line that Jerry said in the beginning of the episode. I was like, oh, that's
super
brutal.
dark, right?
It's very
That's
brutal.
Extremely dark Christmas tale. I was like, they just bombed out. Like that whole, anyone that survived that is like traumatized towards Christmas now.
Oh yeah.
Attention, Myconians! This is Khyron the Destroyer. I want to wish all the people of Earth a Merry Christmas, and I send you a special greeting from Santa Claus. May all your foolish holidays be as bright as this one.
Listen, we've got to go back there and put out those fires. Max, do you read me? Oh, Roger, Rick.
Rick's squadron gives up pursuit of Khyron in an effort to save what is left of the burning city.
And it's not really like a happy ending at all either.
It's not.
No.
I mean, we'll get to when we get there, but I mean, it's crazy. It's like, people live, but like they literally say in the episode, there are so many more that have died from this attack.
Casualty list. Yeah.
Like, oh snap.
That would be like if, like, when Batman v Superman, if that fight with the Kryptonians and Superman happened, but it happened to be Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Bruce Wayne is seeing all this city get destroyed and saving little girls. It's like, dude, way darker when you put it on Christmas. Like, wow, no ceasefire, no nothing. So at that point, I was like, Khyron, you earned your villainy right here, sir.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Totally put him with like, Megatron and all the heavy hitters. I mean, this dude is like legit.
Yeah.
But a lot of great imagery though after they put out the
fires,
Yeah, that was pretty beautiful. Right? I thought that
there was.
It doesn't take a lot for me to choke up, but I was like, all right.
There's like a Catholic priest in front of like the statue of the Sacred Heart of Jesus,
which I was really surprised when I saw it again. I was like, oh, wow, there's Jesus. I was like,
that's exactly what I thought too. I was like, wow, they actually put that in a cartoon.
Yeah, again,
I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
As the smoldering fires begin to die down, people throughout the city are no longer thinking about Christmas, but are grateful just to be alive.
6 hours have passed since the first reported attacks on the industrial sections by Khyron's forces. All fighting has stopped now, and casualties are flooding into the emergency rescue centers.
I hope he's all right.
You're right. There's like a lot of just craziness, and they're watching on the news. And Minmei gets so scared because Rick has gone off to fight, and she's like just so worried about if he's going to survive or not, because the reporters are saying there's so many casualties, and so I mean, she just gets all worried about it. So much so that at the end of the episode, she even asks him to like quit the RDF. And,
right.
Yeah. Like,
and in that scene, I think that's when she does the praying for him, right? Am I right, Jerry? She does that, she prays for him, which is, I always love that, you know what I mean? Too.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, like I said, there was a lot. And then, of course, the triumph of the human spirit is like, a key element. And it's like, despite this thing happening, they're still like, I guess you say hopeful, you know what I mean? On Christmas. Yeah, that's what I wrote down. Yeah. And I was like,
so like they actually go to fight the Zentradi, and it's like they have the protoculture because the Zentradi take it. And so it's like, then the bombs, they start setting off the bombs. It's like, well, do I go after them or do I help the people down there? And so at that point, it's like a no-brainer. They gotta help the people,
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
classic.
It's kind of heartbreaking in a way,
Yeah, it was.
It was very
the good guys to stop the bad guys, and they don't.
I was like, "What's the deal, Jerry? I was giving me these sad ones to do here."
Well, this one you can blame on AA, man.
Yeah, that's mine. Yeah, that's mine. Yeah.
But very nice.
This is a great pick. Yeah, this really was.
Yeah.
Deep cut.
And I was like, man, like a lot. We got a lot in like what is it? Is it
only
like
an
hour?
24 minutes.
It's only like 22, 23 minutes, something like that. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I aged in this episode. I was like, oh my goodness, it was heavy. I was like, all right, but good stuff. I mean, it was really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, to see like all the buildings on fire and everything. I mean, it was brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the love triangle is, starting out with that. And then because again, I was thinking that in myself, because you don't actually see the robot form in this one.
No,
just
not really.
It's just the jets. Yeah.
So, but again, I was completely enthralled where I was like, without remembering that, I was like, oh, aren't there supposed to be giant robots in this? And I was like, I didn't even miss them because it was such a powerful story.
You're right. It was very well written. The writers, they did a great job of tying it all together. The dialogue, like you mentioned earlier, was I thought it was great. Better than a lot of the other dialogues from the time.
Yeah.
I love filmation, but come on, this He-Man's got nothing on this.
Well, just like we said, the concepts, the concept of that, I don't know that another show would have been bold enough to tackle that.
I don't think so.
A massive attack on Christmas. It's like they would have probably felt affronted. Like other shows might have been like, we can't write that. We can't do that. Yeah, like that's not going to fly. So to imagine they even showed this on American TV at one time, and kids were probably into it because of the robots. Has been like, whoa, but like Jerry said earlier, it's like some of that stuff you might have missed as a young person. But I mean, man, even if being,
probably would have.
Imagine if we were even in our teen years at that time, we would have probably been like, well, that's pretty heavy.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Good stuff.
It really was. I like how, so after the battle, after they save as much as they can, like Rick, he kind of gets after Lisa. He's like, why didn't you call me? This was my sector, and I mean, come on, man.
I was like, I agreed with him. I was like,
well, I mean,
come on.
It's true. Yeah. She should have put her emotions aside and like gotten the job done because lives were at stake,
It crossed my mind too. I was like, again, she was pretty heartbroken over what she witnessed.
This is like
work.
War.
Work comes first.
Yeah. I mean, eventually she
Maverick. You know what I mean?
I mean, she eventually does ascend in the ranks. Like she becomes an admiral as well, which is a testament to her abilities because she's actually really good. I mean, she's the one that when he gets trapped in like Roy's jet in the very first episode. And he can't control it. Like something gets damaged, and he's like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Yeah, just transformed or whatever." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And she kind of talks him down. She gets in that first one. It's funny because she's like, "What do you mean you don't know? Like just lower it to the press the lever down to this or whatever." And like she can't believe that it's not like a trained RDF pilot in there.
Right.
And so it transforms into the robot and, whatever. He saves Minmei and that's how he and Minmei meet. Like he saves her. But it's funny because Lisa's the one that's there that's talking him down, and
that's cool. No, that's cool that it seems like they kind of focus too on like giving like females important roles.
Oh, big time.
Big time. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I know you said earlier, Jerry, that he Rick eventually ends up with Lisa, but what becomes of Minmei? Does she?
She goes on, right, as far as I know, just to keep doing the pop star.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
People happy.
She gets back on,
Yeah.
gets back to it. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Rick tells her, right? That she's super talented and all
He
that.
does.
He's like,
Yeah.
You're really
Yeah.
great at what you do. You know what I mean? But I get being burned out. You know.
Mhm.
She's got to do one of those progressive artist moves, right? And start doing do a rap rock album, Minmei, and you got to branch out. You know what I mean? You got to,
I don't know if I can picture her rap rocking or rock rapping or whatever.
See, we got to write that joint story where she joins the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9s from Kill Bill.
Oh, there you go.
The new bassist for them, and it's
Yeah.
like that's her continued story there.
Nice.
Right there. See, there you go. Boom. Writes itself, boys.
There you go. And cash the check.
Let's do it.
Yep. So he goes back home, like you mentioned. Minmei has cooked him dinner, and there's candlelight, and it's all fancy, and they kiss, and he gets caught up in the moment.
I
was
thought
like,
that too.
dude.
I was like, what about Lisa? I was like, dude, you're such a jerk. What did she cook? Was it turkey? There was no turkey, right?
I don't know if it was anything specific. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it still Christmas night? It's Christmas night.
It's
right?
So it's Christmas night. Mm-hmm.
I mean, tough though, right? Like, Rick's town just got bombarded, and and there's probably a lot of emotions. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily
mad
blame
at Lisa,
him.
And he's mad at Lisa as well. Yeah.
He's thinking lives could have probably been saved, and so that's a tough call. I won't judge Rick. That's what I'm saying. There's so much going on.
Again, right? You're not going to see this like in Transformers,
right?
You're not going to see Chitara being mad.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you kind of get
or Panther,
right. There's
it's not
exactly. It's not black and white. There's a lot of gray area. Like
there is,
I get the conflicted feelings on all this stuff. I mean, it's like, dude, when you're emotionally drained like that, and you're just like this one nice gesture, she makes him a meal after he's like been. I mean, it's like, well, man, yeah, I just want to feel comfort at this point, So
yeah, but I like on that Christmas night, there's like, as they're picking up the rubble, people are going to like the church, and they just start, the priest is just like, I mean, you can see like he's just heartbroken, almost maybe even losing his faith, I suppose, by all the devastation.
Yeah.
And
I thought the same. Yeah.
But then the people just start singing Silent Night, and I was just like, what? Like they wrap it up like real Christmassy, man.
Yeah,
very much so.
The whole fortress too gets lit up.
It's lit up. Yeah. It was, it's really nice.
You put Silent Night in anything for me, and CM Chuck is rolling a tear or two for sure. I'm like, that song gets me, man. I'm like, so yeah. That's what I mean, like that triumph of the human spirit.
I think even the sign, the cross.
And they make the sign of the cross. Yeah.
It's very cool. Like I was like super mature, super adult.
Yeah. It's funny. You mentioned Silent Night because I never really liked it. It was always like, oh, you got to sing that one again until my son was born. And he was born in October, so it's close enough to Christmas that when I would rock him to sleep, I'd use it as a lullaby because it's kind of lullaby-ish.
It is, yeah.
And ever since then, it's like it's my favorite carol. So
wow,
yeah. Wow. So just because of that connection, now it's like I think of my son when I see Silent Night. Awesome. So when they started singing, I was like, oh. They got me.
Yeah. There it is.
Awesome. That's cool.
I always feel too like Silent Night's like the song that movies or shows pull out like clutch when you need that moment. They're like, all right, bring in Silent Night, and you're like, now if I wasn't there right now,
the extra Christmas feels
horror movie.
Yeah, that's
Silent Night,
Deadly Night. Yeah, I just did an episode on that one. Yeah, it was good.
I haven't heard that one yet, but I saw you had that out there. Yeah. My favorite scene in Love Actually is. That's what Andrew.
Rick.
Rick Grimes, he plays that in that scene, and I was like, ooh, like because that scene is heavy to me, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's the song playing. So great tune. But me and that's an awesome story, Jerry, about your son. Me and Double A.
Awesome. Yeah.
We've had so many conversations off air about songs like that like the artist will tell you how the meaning changed for them. Like Eddie Vedder with Alive.
Oh yeah.
And we've talked about like. Just had a conversation, Double A was telling me we're sticking with Pearl Jam, but like he's the one that kind of told me the meaning of Better Man. I never really paid attention to it. I just liked it for, the way it was. And then he was like, oh man, that song's about this. And then I was like, great, Doubly. Now I'll never hear that song the same way again. Like, completely changed it from. But we have these conversations and we never turn the mic on. I'm like, dude, we should be recording this. But I love a story like that where it's like something for you changes the meaning of a song or an experience. It could be a movie too. I think it can happen with a movie. You watch it with somebody or somewhere, and then it's like forever related to that time.
But it was placed really good in this episode, though. I mean,
I think so too.
Really, really well. You know, after all that destruction, you're still keeping the faith, keeping the spirit up. So yeah, I thought that was awesome.
I got a little bit of Grinch Stole Christmas vibes. You know what I mean? Because I was like, yeah. He was like, what? I'm sure Khyron was like, they sing without buildings. They sing without houses. I was like, Khyron, awesome. They're still singing, Khyron.
Well, doesn't he does like a suicide run, right? At the very end?
Yes, very end. Yeah, he just, what? Forget all you guys. I'm just going to ram it down. Yeah. Ram it down. So
it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and even then, how about that ending?
Yeah, that's
a suicide dive. I'm like, wow. Megatron wouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, no, Megatron
he loves himself too much.
Yeah. Same thing with Cobra Commander. Yeah, he wouldn't either.
He'll throw somebody else there.
We saw what Skeletor did. He was willing to die, but only if he could come back. He's like, I'm not really willing to die.
Yeah. Like I'm like a parasite, eating off your magic. That's all.
Which is an interesting concept, right? Where it's like, so to Khyron, it was more important to eventually win, even if it meant his own demise. Where the villains we're talking about, other classic '80s villains, is like, no, I'm too selfish to sacrifice myself.
Right.
I'll sacrifice just about anybody else to win. But
which reminds me of the Avengers when after Coulson, when Coulson's been stabbed. And he's like, you can't win. He's like, why? Tell me where where I'm going wrong. He's like, you lack conviction. And that's kind of that thing there. All those guys, they really do lack conviction. But Khyron has it. I mean, he's like, no, I'm gonna win, and my side's gonna win, even if I can't be there to see it. And, you don't really get a lot of that. Yeah.
No, not at all. That was what makes it. That's intense. That's pretty intense. The whole thing. So.
Yeah.
I said it made me a fan. I'll go watch some more Robotech for sure.
Yeah, for real. I'm telling you, it's good. After that, and I'll just briefly run through some of the others real quick. So after that, we get the Robot Masters saga. So it's like they're the ones that created Robotech. This technology that can actually transform and all that, and they go back to kind of reclaim it essentially. And so then that's like the second Robotech war. And then that ends with the protoculture being what they thought was destroyed. It turns out it actually just spread the spores of the tree of life all throughout Earth. And the Invid, who's like this even worse, kind of enemy, they come because they feed off the tree of life spores. And so they come to Earth. They find it real easily now because it's covered in the spores. So
I just need Cobra Commander right there, Jerry. Can you get Cobra Commander to jump in and be like, the spores?
I really can't do Chris. What's his name? Very well.
Yeah.
No, not the spores.
You got to put.
Man.
Awesome. Awesome.
Just get the audio, Jerry. Just punch it in right here.
That's right. Yeah.
The spores. Did you watch all three AA? Did you get through?
No, because
just the Macross. Am I saying it right? Macross.
Yeah.
No, because I had heard that they weren't as great. I mean, I've been thinking about it because they did re-release the Robotech Masters. They did re-release that on Blu-ray, so I'm thinking about checking it out. But at the time, I didn't hear too many good things about the other two.
Did they remaster the animation?
I think so. And then I read that some of the characters weren't in the other two.
Right.
Yeah. So,
like, I don't think Rick's in there.
No, in the video that I watched, it said since it was three different shows, they kind of like they take place like in much different times. So they make it sound like they make mention of the other characters.
Max's baby becomes like the lead character in like the third one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. And I know they said they had to take some stuff out, like edit some of the episodes, so that way they make them fit
so
together.
It makes sense.
And a lot of the overhead narration would be like blah blah, the son of so and so or whatever, so that it can kind of tie it back, and then they'd have the characters make mention of it, but it was supposed to be like X amount of years, either I think later or something
Right,
like that.
right. Because I think the third one's called what, The Next Generation or something like that.
Something like that. Yes, yes.
Which again, I thought was pretty clever writing, because imagine someone gave you 3 different shows and said, "Hey, make this
tie
one
them all
show."
together.
I'd be like, I don't know, like what do they have in common? You know what I mean? There's robots. Okay, we go with that.
It's funny because I remember very clearly going to service merchandise in the Plaza Mall. And I don't know if you remember the service merchandise. I don't know if you guys had it in San Antonio, and I remember it's like you had to go, like you'd walk in and then you go to the right, and it was almost like a little maze that you'd kind of follow, and then you'd get to the toys. And I remember seeing the Robotech figures. And when I remember actually seeing Rick, and I still remember the day when we bought Rick,
Cool.
It's just like one of those, and I don't remember a lot of that, but that's one that's like burned in my brain because I thought he looked so cool. I was like, man, that's a cool outfit, and he's got the helmet, and I knew it wasn't a G.I. Joe, but what's that?
Have you looked it up on eBay just to see like what does it go for?
I haven't seen how much it costs. I just looked up.
I'd be curious. I'd be curious to know.
I don't think those figures would be worth
the figure. They're GI Joe size, so they're probably not super expensive. I'd say maybe like mint on cards, probably worth something.
Yeah.
But just regular, I don't think it would be worth.
But probably the robots, right?
Like
if you have any of the old robot.
Oh no, I didn't have any of those. Yeah,
I would be curious to see and that's so funny to me because I can't think of ever running into that. A lot of the times when I was buying toys, we were on the PX.
Maybe he did. He probably just passed by it.
Maybe passed by it. Yeah, but I mean, it's like I knew I would see He-Man. I knew I would see Transformers. I knew I would see GI Joes. And it's kind of funny because like while we had Thundercats, I don't really remember ever seeing them in stores. I would see the other ones, the big 3, and then when the turtles became big, you'd see the turtles everywhere. But like stuff like that, like I can kind of remember just there was a bunch of figures that we had, but I don't remember actually seeing them. In stores.
How did you get them?
Right. Like Captain Power. Like I'd see like
we had a few of those.
and there would be like certain stores you'd go to, you'd run into them like Eckerd's. You go to Eckerd's, you know what I mean? Or Wynn's,
man.
Wynn's, Woolworth. You got to go to Woolworth and you can get like GI Joes for like almost maybe like $3.
They were pretty cheap at Woolworth. Yeah.
Back when $10 bills were a big deal.
Funny story. Yeah, for real. Funny story about Woolworth. So you remember the Superpowers line?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I had a few of them, and I always wanted Brainiac because I thought he looked so cool.
Yeah.
And so
with the metallic paint.
Yeah, exactly. It was that metallic, finish on him. And so I remember actually going to Woolworth, and I was just holding it because I thought it was so cool. My dad was like, yeah, you can hold it while we walk around and while I get what I need to get. And so we actually left the store, and I was still holding it, and we were getting in the car, and my dad saw it, and he was like, what? And so we like went back in. He's like, I'm sorry, my son had it. And I didn't realize that, I didn't realize I was holding it. I was just holding it because I thought it was cool, and I wasn't paying attention. And so I almost shoplifted when I was like 5 or 6.
Shoplifter! Wait, Jerry, so dad didn't buy you the Brainiac? You just had to get it back?
No. We weren't there for that. It's teacher's salary, you know how it goes. So
that story is way more heartbreaking than what happened with Khyron. I'm super sad now.
No, you know how it goes. It's
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Payday, you get something if you do well on your grades, and it's payday, or something like that. So
and you got to pick one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how my dad was. He'd be like, pick 3. You can take 2, but usually it'd be 1. And he was always happy when I went with Joe's because the GI Joes were the cheapest, and Transformers were the high end. Right?
Transformers were expensive. They were.
The figures were the parts were like metal on some of them, right?
So they were.
One was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure. So if I got 1 or 2 Transformers, that was like a big deal. And then me, he was pretty slick about being like, well, you can get 3 or 4 of these Joes. So I was like, all right, okay, you got me convinced. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's a tough one, man. I hear you though. I definitely know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I missed out on Brainiac. I never did get Brainiac, but it's okay. I had like the main ones that I wanted. Batman, Superman, the Flash, Joker, Penguin. So I had all the ones that I really wanted.
Then you got Rick wandering into the Hall of Justice.
Rick was in there with all the Joes. I had Keith and Pidge from the Voltron figures. So, they'd kind of play all together. It was like a super team.
That's rad. That's rad. I always like. Is that the guy? Pidge is the guy that was like the chubbier one, right?
No, Pidge was the little one with the glasses. Yeah.
Who was the chubby one? He was
Hunk.
in the orange.
Hunk.
That's right. Yeah. I remember I liked him because I was like, oh, he's got a different body type than the rest. Like, he's a chubby guy.
Yeah.
I can relate now as an adult to that. But good stuff, man.
Yeah. So that's the episode, and I loved it. I thought it was great, and I can't wait to watch more.
Awesome.
Yeah, same here. Double A made a fan out of me, so I think that's a good one. You curveballed Jerry, I think, with have you covered this? And I was like, Jerry's gonna say yes, and you were like, no. I was like, whoa, all right. So
I was surprised. I was like,
because cool. I never watched it before, so I didn't realize, one, that there was even an episode, a Christmas episode, but two, that there was even a show. I should have remembered it. And thinking back, it's like, oh yeah, that's when I thought Keith was whatever. But if I had really thought about it, I probably would have remembered. And I just thought, okay, whatever. Robotech. It was the toys. I thought they were cool. And so, and now it's like, this is a really cool show, and I can't wait to like dive into it, man. At least the first saga.
For sure. Yeah, I feel the same way. Double A's got it right here in front of us on DVD. I have to borrow that.
Oh, sweet.
But I love the curve on this episode, because it's like, I think Double A was hoping to be like, oh, I want to hear Jerry's Robotech episode. He's like, I don't have one. I'll put you guys on one. And now we're like, dang, now we're under the gun. Okay. I was like, Double A was like, I'm sorry, CM, I didn't know.
Seriously, I was like, I bet Jerry has an episode. I want to hear what he has to say about this one.
Meanwhile, Jerry's like, great idea, guys. When do you guys want to be on? I was like, I need to watch the show first. Hold on. I said, hey, man, but that's cool, man, because that's someone out there, Jerry, that loves your show and loves all the 80s stuff you do, is going to be like, wonder if he did Robotech, and now you've got that.
And now we can say it. Yeah, we can say
put that in your utility belt.
We can check that giant robot box.
One more there, right? Did Voltron touch on Christmas?
No, they didn't. But I got one for Christmas, so I'm going to count it.
There you go. Nice. That works. Nice. That works. And we did determine when our previous episode that Thundercats didn't do an episode per se, but the comic book
comic books had a Christmas-ish thing. So which you got that question right on the little trivia game that we had at the Christmas party.
Hey, see, not everybody did their homework, because me listening to episodes of Totally Rad Christmas helped me out big time. And Jerry hosted, the virtual Christmas party, Double A, and he did a cool game where we all got to kind of play online trivia. And I was like, oh, dang, I know this from Jerry's episodes. And I was like, oh, y'all haven't been listening, the rest of you Christmas podcasters. They're all Christmas podcasting. That's why they don't have time to listen. I was shocked when somebody said, they were like, oh, during this time, I don't listen to any Christmas podcasts. And
I really don't either. Yeah.
I super turned everything on that I hadn't been listening to. Like in October, I want to be in Halloween mode. And then in November, I start to seep into it a little bit. But definitely, like I said, January 1, I really crank it up, because I want to get in December. Yeah. In fact, one of the podcasts that Jerry contributes on quite a bit, Tis the Podcast, one of the hosts wrote a book, and so they're reading his book as part of the show, an additional episode. So I started December 1st, excuse me. I started his first chapter, the prologue, and like now I'm up to like chapter 35 or something like that. I never listened to books on tape either, so for me it's been a good ride.
Nice.
with that, and it's getting me in the feels. I was like, I get it, like it's cool,
Yeah, he's done, and I had to read like a really hard chapter.
It
was like emotionally too. There I was like, oh, this is so, like, I gotta keep going, just keep going, don't think about what you're reading, just keep going.
It was, man, that was a good one. And Jerry was like one of the first or third readers. That's another thing, he's getting all the Christmas podcasters to read. He doesn't read them all. It's all the so Jerry read like episode 3 or 4, or chapter
something
3
like
or
that.
4.
I was like,
early on. And another gal that reads later on, Anthony played her outtakes, and she says it. She's like, man, I had to stop because she goes, I got choked up. And I got choked up in that part too. I was like, oh, she got choked up too. Reading it, I can only imagine. So it's good. You guys did a great job. Everyone's doing a great job. It's really fun.
Oh, thanks. We do what we can. But, it does make me wonder, what would you guys say is your happiest like memory or moment of Robotech?
I'll let you go first, Double A.
It's funny because like when my brother did get it, it was during December. So we saw it like during that whole week. We would watch like 5 episodes. It was us 3 and in the room. And we'd watch 5 episodes a day until we finished it. Like we started on Monday, we finished it on Friday. So it's cool. It's a cool moment. It's in December, you know. And so I think that's why I tagged you and Jerry. Like, hey, you guys did Robotech? You know, for me it means like Christmas time.
Okay.
Even though Robotech doesn't take place and all that, but I was like, you know, for me it's me and my brothers hanging out and spending like at least 2.5 hours of just watching it. Like all of us just being quiet, like if we're all like 7 years old again, just being like, oh, yeah. You know?
So y'all were binging because y'all had it on DVD.
Yeah.
You were binging before binging was a thing, you know.
Yeah. There you go.
Before streaming.
Yeah.
And I think this episode's titled Season's Greetings, right?
Season's Greetings, yep.
Yeah.
Well, it could be lame here and say that my happiest moment is doing this episode with you two guys right here. But when I knew that this question was going to come up, I thought about it. I can relate it directly to the episode, but just that end part, we said, you know, when Silent Night comes on, you already got me. That's gonna win me over right there. So have the carolers kind of singing Silent Night in that moment after this obviously horrible tragedy, and again you get that triumph of the human spirit moment that kind of only Christmas can bring, and so they start singing Silent Night. I was like, man, that's awesome. What a great again, I was like, dang, this is well written. I was like, I'm done. That's good. You know, that's good stuff. So that'd be it for me.
That's good. For me, it was not really that memory, but just playing with the toy, you know, and just having the little figure. It was so cool. And Zor Prime was usually the bad guy as well. He'd kind of be on with the Cobras, you know. I mean, it's just I just remember playing with them and really enjoying it because they just were awesome. And I remember being devastated when I lost Rick's helmet.
Man, the helmet,
because he looked so cool with the helmet on, you know.
Hey, the death of an accessory is a sad death.
It even starts off like the cartoon. It even starts off with him in the helmet.
He puts it on. That's cool, man. Any guy that was that G.I. Joe size ended up in my Rancor's mouth at some point. So the Rancor,
nice.
He'd have one guy in each hand, and then he'd be eating one. So
that's awesome.
If you weren't Luke or like, you know, Snake Eyes, it was like you probably got eaten by the Rancor at one point. So.
Oh man! But now we come to my favorite part of the show, which is a little bit I like to call Gag Me with the Spoon. So this is where we do our best impression of our least favorite part of the episode. So as a guest, I'll let you go first. Just kind of set up the scene a little for us.
You want me to go first? Go ahead. Okay. I wrote down a couple because I was like, I don't know who's going to get what first, but since I'm going to go first, I'm going to take it first. So in the beginning of the episode, you know, Khyron is planning his attack and he's ready to, like, you know, he's determined to get this protoculture. So after he tells all his men, you know what I mean, like, everybody get ready to deploy, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna get that protoculture one way or another. He crushes his own like phone so that he's using to like relay his message so that he can start to go on his villainous tirade where he says, they will know Khyron the Destroyer was able to crush them with their own protoculture. All will bow to Khyron.
That's a good villain laugh.
I was like,
that was good.
All right, Khyron. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, Jerry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that line was like, oh, he went full supervillain in that moment. Like,
yeah.
No one's around. Let me just monologue real quick, you know.
It's awesome.
You got another?
Double. I'll let you do. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, I wrote down a couple.
Okay. Yeah,
let me see. So, am I doing yours, Double? Am I gonna do? Okay, we'll do. This is what I sometimes say when I'm tired. You don't need a lot of setup for this line, but this is from Minmei. But sometimes when I've been at karaoke too long with friends, I just say this: I don't want to sing anymore. That's for sure.
That was mine, actually.
That was yours.
That whole part, like, just I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I also have this one, which is great for the 80s, right, Jerry? Yeah, let's go to the mall.
There you go. That's kind of...
One vendor says that to the other guys. They're like, two guys are going back and forth, and he's just like, yeah, let's go to the mall.
Which mine follows up on that, because that was my least favorite part is those guys, and he says, yeah, the mall couldn't be any worse than this.
That's right.
Oh man,
that's great stuff. Yeah, that scene is kind of thrown in. You know what I mean? So you're
yeah,
like,
it's a little
getting
random.
into the you could getting into the rest of the episode, but I'm sure it plays into another part, like you were saying. Double A, good stuff. Good stuff. Double A, you want to do one here?
Yeah, it was that whole Minmei part where she's like, I don't want to sing anymore. I'm tired. I don't want to do this for anyone. Blah, blah, blah. Rick finally tells her like, oh, you have talent. You need to go out there. Like there's a whole war going on here. She's complaining about going out and singing
Her
in front
singing
of
career.
People. Like come on.
What a dynamic, right? This guy puts his life on the line. Flying these mech robots. And he's like, okay, like
I'm tired of being hounded and singing.
The life of a pop star. He's like, yeah, whatever, man. Just make up your mind. I got bigger stuff on my mind.
Oh man, but I gotta ask. G.I. Joe taught us that knowing is half the battle. What do you think the other half is?
For me, and I didn't know this, and this is what I was going to tell you guys earlier. So when I see Khyron going to get the protoculture, I noticed that he struggles and picks up that big old tank or whatever it is, I guess, that the protoculture is in.
Right.
And I'm like, why didn't he get any help, or why didn't he bring like a dolly or anything? Like I was like, he just like, but I didn't realize they were bigger than everybody else. So my thought process was like, I thought he was like a regular guy, and I'm like, wow, your whole plan was just to break in and then like just put it on your back. I was like, that'd be like if I wanted to go steal a refrigerator and I decided we're just going to carry it like that. So my what I wrote down was, if knowing is half the battle, the other half is, if you need to steal your weapon's power source, bring a dolly, or at least do a team with somebody. You know what I mean?
It's yep. Good advice for any thieves out there.
Give me a little help over here. I think Energon was a lot smaller. Megatron was able to handle carrying it on his own, but it looked like Khyron was kind of struggling with it. And I'm like, dude, are you just putting that on your back? Like,
he does hook it up to his spot.
So okay.
Later on, he does do that. So.
It just seemed like not very smart, I guess. What it was. It's like, if my car needs a new engine, I don't go put the engine on my back and then walk it back to the car to put it in.
Oh man, what about you, Double A?
For me, it's don't date two women at one time. I can't. That whole love triangle.
That's a great bit of advice there.
Yes, that's good everyday lessons.
Don't be like Rick.
Yeah, he's all kissing her at the end.
And mine kind of piggybacks off that. So if knowing is half the battle, the other half is calling your crush first before just showing up at their place, so you can avoid getting your heart broken.
Yeah.
And what does Rick tell her when Minmei first gets there? Oh, my friends don't have to call. Just come on.
Yeah.
But then she's crying and he still got her out in the snow. I'm like, invite her in, you jerk. Like, what are you doing?
Well, it's his ex. You don't want to invite him
right
in.
True.
See what happens? They move in.
And now you know.
Yep, he knew. He was like, if I invite you, now you know. Now I know. And that's one half of the
there's
battle.
half the battle. Oh man, guys, this has been a blast talking with you. But tell me about just another Friday night.
Yeah, Double A, you want to start off?
Yeah, I mean, we just talk about everything that we love in pop culture. I mean, it's everything. It's cartoons, it's TV shows, it's, like I told CM, one of the ideas I have running is to do an episode about the Three Stooges, because I love the Three Stooges.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, it's just everything. We talk about everything. Wrestling, we talk about books, we talk about comic books, so it's just everything that we're interested in. Music, and we try to get people involved in our show. So we go live on Fridays, and we try to, if anybody comes on, that's how we met Joe.
Mm-hmm.
One of our fans, who became a friend of ours. He just popped in one day and just started commenting.
Yeah.
So we like to get people involved. We want to make it feel like we're just having around, hanging out in around the table, drinking, and just, because we got fans, it seems like around our own age, so it's like everyone seems to know what we talk about. So
right,
more products of the 80s like ourselves. It seems like it's who we attract on our shows, which is great to us because it's
because like I said, I've been able to meet newer people, without actually meeting them, and have similarities, with these people, and we chit chat like we've known them for like 10 years.
It's an amazing thing when you find people that you have so much common ground with. we mentioned Joe, but it's through Joe that we met you, Jerry. You know what I mean? So he turned me on to the podcast group, and then he had told me to check out your show. And I heard the first episode of your show I heard was the one you had him on. And then from that, I went through your episodes and I piecemealed the ones I really wanted to hear, which ended up being some, the
X-Men, probably
X-Men, Manny on Gremlins. It's just
Manny.
So many great ones. Then listening to their episodes that you come out on. So I've heard a lot of new podcasts because you're a guest on there, and I'm like, I know Jerry's going to bring the heat on this episode, so let me go listen to that episode. And it's great, from you talking about Rambo to Rocky to so many other things. It's always a fun time. Lost Boys. That's all of me and Double A stuff. So
it's been like stuff like that from our podcast that we've been able to kind of branch out more and more. So, but we just talk everything pop culture, everything there is. Yeah, and we just we like to give our opinions.
If people love you, Jerry, we just had you on last week on our Masters of the Universe Revelations Part 2
which is so much
episode.
fun. That was awesome.
Now, I would say though our show is rated R.
Yeah, definitely.
It can't be hard rated R. Sometimes
I think Jerry's fans listen to him probably with their kids in the room. Don't listen to our show with your kids in the room.
Drop them off and then listen. Yeah,
absolutely. Or if you're after they're in bed and you go in the garage and you got a 6-pack, you know what I mean? It's probably a good listen for you.
Yeah, because after a few beers, some of the language starts coming.
Yeah, it definitely gets pretty. Yeah, it gets pretty rated R pretty quick.
Pretty much so. I mean, we really don't try to bash anything. That's not our thing.
Mm-mm.
If we don't like it, we're just not going to talk about it. Period.
Right.
So we just want to kind of highlight the stuff we like and why we like it. We're not out there just to knock anything.
Yeah. We're not going to cover the Whedon cut of Justice League just to
just to crap on it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, and for the most part, we can kind of find the beauty in almost anything. So, and sometimes we disagree, but for the most part, we're in unison. We did an episode a couple weeks back on Smallville that got a lot of good responses on Instagram, which I'd never seen the show, but I binged a bunch of episodes that Double A gave me, and I was like, man, I felt like how you felt about Robotech, Jerry. It's a great show. So yeah, like I said, we go live on Friday. That's kind of an aspect of ours that I hear other people don't do. You guys do editing, which sounds amazing. I wish I knew how to do that. You saved our bacon, Jerry. So huge thank you for saving our bacon. Podcasting platforms. Yeah, our audio was wonky except for the YouTube and the Facebook Live feed, but through your Christmas miracle that you are, Jerry, you saved us and you got us good audio. And we put that up, and Lucky, the Dork Dad from the Now Watch This podcast, was the first one to tell me, hey man, your audio it's no good on Spotify. You can't hear Jerry. I was like, oh no. So I'm like panicking, and then you just come out of left field, and I was like, Jerry, are you a Christmas angel?
No, but I just happen to know a little bit, like the tiniest bit about downloading from YouTube.
It worked like a charm, man, and it sounds great now. And thank you for that, Jerry. Again, so huge thank you for saving.
Yeah, no worries. It was
our butts on our episode with you. Yeah, but yeah, anyone that wants to come and ever join us on a Friday night, like I said, typically we go live on a Friday night. This week we're going to be going live on Thursday night because
almost all this month.
All this month. The holidays we move it up because our my girlfriend and Double A's wife were like,
our spouses will not let us.
You ain't getting New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve.
How it goes.
Okay. So we're always happy to move it up. I think last year we did December 23rd, which was great on a Wednesday. So this year we'll probably do that again, the 23rd for that. And this week we're going early. Next week we're going early because of Spider-Man and Double A's daughter's birthday. Yeah, so if anyone wants to check us out this week, like I said, we'll be going live tomorrow on Facebook, and then
usually it's Fridays around 7:30.
Yeah, usually it's Fridays around 7:30. We go live and we invite anyone to come and join the conversation. Some of your Christmas podcasting buddies and our buddies popped in to say hi to you, Jerry. CJ and Anthony jumped in there. So I appreciate them coming out to show support. I said, come and support Jerry. Even if you don't support us, come and support Jerry.
But stick around because it's always fun listening to you guys.
Yeah, stick around. We drink some drinks and we have some laughs. So it's pretty good.
And sometimes when we go off air, or like when it cuts off our anchor, that's when we'll, comment with all the guests, and it's kind of like that can go on for like 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, depending on the topic, man. We go, we do like a break every 30 minutes to kind of, the audio has to load on our audio platform. So while that audio is loading, we read the comments from the live, and people have a myriad of opinions on whatever we're talking about, or they want to go off on their own tangents about, whatever they're watching, reading at the time. So we end up talking about that a little bit too, but it's a lot of fun, man. We've been doing it for over a year now. Almost 2. We're not quite at 100 episodes because we only do 1 a week, unlike you, Jerry. the Iron Man of podcasting. Of podcast.
I mean, I told you, it kind of started as an accident, really.
I've heard. So, I love that story.
So, it is what it is. But now at this point, it's like, well, I kind of got to keep it up. So, starting in, usually it's October, sometimes September, but that's when I start releasing more and more. But where can they find you?
This is cool. We just got this established probably in the last week or so, but you go to www.justanotherfridaynight.com, spelled out just like it's spelled, JUSTANOTHER, FRIDAYNIGHT. But it is just like that. It's not night, like a different kind of night or anything else. So www.justanotherfridaynight.com. It'll take you right to our link tree. And from our link tree, you can get to our Anchor, where there's episodes. We're on all the podcasting platforms, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes,
Breaker, Podcast Addicts.
Yeah, any of those you can go on and get us. But we're also on YouTube. You can get our YouTube link there. We are at JAFN Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can get us there too. We don't TikTok a lot, usually because I forget. But when I do remember to do something, it's pretty cool. I don't know if you might have seen it, Jerry. I think it went up to our Instagram, but I did this. I thought it was a funny one about when you're trying to collect something and you want a collectible really bad. And I cut the scene in from Batman v Superman, where it's Jeremy Irons as Alfred talking about, you start to get the fever, the rage, it turns good men cruel. I said, that's how I feel sometimes when I'm looking for something from my nephew that he wants that came out, years before he was born. And I'm like, where did you find this? And I'm like, so then I'm talking to toy vendors and I'm like, do you have this old Venom? And they're like, oh yeah, that's $80. I'm like, what? I'm like, y'all are ruining Christmas. I'm like, all right, let's bargain. And I'm just like, man. So, but yeah, I'll send you the link if you haven't seen it. But go find us there. JustAnotherFridayNight.com. The link tree's there and all the good stuff is there. A link to our YouTube. We'd love to have you subscribe. It's 1 video a week. We don't bombard you with anything. And like I said, our TikTok should be more bombarding, but we're not I'm not as active on it as I
don't even do TikTok. So yeah,
I know.
I'm not even as hip as you guys.
I was going to say, I know Art from Cozy Christmas does it. And he's gotten really good at it. Yeah. I was like, oh, he's got really advanced really quick. But in moderation, we do it. But otherwise, like I said, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, we have a group called the Friday Night Faithful. So we call our listeners. Also, we call them the Friday Nighters. So become one of them. And if you've ever listened to one episode or hung out in the group, you're automatically in. You're part of the Friday Night Faithful and you're a Friday Nighter yourself.
And in the Friday Night Faithful group, we kind of encourage people to drop anything of pop culture. If you want to advertise one of your podcasts, or go ahead.
Absolutely. Jerry, we're always welcome.
I know what you're talking about, guys.
No, but we've had a few. I'm like, drop it in. I tell Joe the same thing. I'm like, drop in your Now Watch This, so in anything news related, if there's anything like a big casting, drop it in our group.
Absolutely. Yeah. Our show runs really long because we just don't stop talking. So you get us for those couple of hours a week, but then it's like, hey, we encourage everyone to go obviously check out your show, Jerry, especially the episodes that we're on. But
that one was fun.
A lot of fun, man. But obviously, all the other guys too, are the Christmas podcasters, but even the people like we said, like Joe and anyone else that's got a show or anything to promote, come in there and hang out. We're like the local bar where you come and say, can I put my flyer up for my band?
And we're like, go ahead.
Yeah. Stay for a drink. Go buy the first round.
That's awesome, guys. Definitely go check them out. Friday nights usually, although this month is a little wonky, so it'll be Thursdays or Wednesday on the 23rd.
We'll post up about it
whenever the 23rd falls. I don't know, but either way, go check them out. It's always fun, and they cover some cool stuff, stuff that we grew up with. So definitely go check it out. But on that note, I'm going to end it by saying, as the smoldering fires begin to die down, People throughout the city are no longer thinking about Christmas, but are grateful just to be alive and to check us out on our social media pages, Facebook and Instagram at Totally Rad Christmas and Twitter at Rad Christmas. And if you're feeling like the people of Macross City singing Silent Night on Christmas, leave us a review on iTunes. Not only does it help us reach more people, but you also get a free sticker. Now, don't forget to check out our merch shop on tpublic.com and our brand new website, totallyradchristmas.com, courtesy of Tis the Podcast Elf Tom Crow. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a safe night. Later, dudes.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a safe night. In our next thrilling chapter, Khyron plans his ultimate revenge. Don't miss To the Stars, next on Robotech.
What is up, Friday Nighters? This is CM Chuck of the Just Another Friday Night podcast. Me and my partner, AA Adamantium Adam, want to invite you to join us every Friday night as we go live on Facebook and talk all things pop culture, from comic books, movies, TV, music, a little bit of wrestling, even some sports, guys. Crack open a couple of cold ones, sit back, and join in on the conversation. And if you can't make it, you can always find us anywhere podcasts are available, including iTunes and Google Podcasts, just to name a few. Guys, we really want you to head over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button so you get all the notifications on all our new episodes. And there's two things we like to remind you of every Friday night, guys. That is to seize the day and do whatever it takes.